Hi, this is Carrie Johnson with the Iowa Department of Management, and this is the second video in the webinar series, Tax Increment Financing Administration and the Property Valuation System. This particular brief video will highlight setting up TIF base and increment taxing districts within the system. If you're looking for more general TIF information or background, please view the first video in the series. Or if you're looking for more basics regarding the property valuation system itself, then please view that webinar series. So we're going to talk about setting up TIF districts and areas. What we're going to talk about first is the TIF taxing districts. And so in order to set up an area, you're going to want to do that in the property valuation system. And just a side note, you do need to set up these new tax districts prior to importing any data into the system. So the property valuation system is found on dom.iowa.gov/counties, and you're going to select Submit Valuations. You will log in using your Enterprise ANA account ID and password. TIF taxing districts are created when the TIF is first added to the system, but keep in mind that additional districts can be added moving forward because of amendments and as the area may grow or change. There may be multiple TIF increment taxing districts associated with a TIF area. So within the larger TIF or urban renewal area, you may have several different TIF taxing districts. And the reason is you might have the original TIF taxing district or districts required to accommodate property with different levy rates. Obviously, taxing districts have to have one unique levy rate. So if you have a TIF area that would encompass both regular, non-city ag, and also city ag districts, then you're going to have multiple taxing districts to accommodate that. Or if you have a TIF area that covers more than one school district, you'll have to have different taxing districts to accommodate the different levy rates for those different school districts. You might also have increment taxing districts for each year that the TIF area was amended and there's property added to the TIF area. So the urban renewal area, there's amendments made to that and property was added in. So then you would need to add a new tax district for that amended piece. There also might be increment taxing districts optionally created for the purposes of segregating TIF increments for rebate agreements, just as a way to track those rebate agreements or developer agreements separately within the system. There must be a unique base taxing district associated with every TIF increment district, and vice versa, right? Increment districts cannot share base districts cannot share increment districts. It's a one-to-one relationship. Always give the base and increment taxing districts sequential state taxing district numbers with the base district created and numbered first. So please remember that it does make it easier to track those relationships if they are sequentially numbered. Again, each time a TIF area is amended, property added, you must add additional base and increment tax districts for segregating the new group of parcels with different frozen base years, because those that amended portion is going to have a different frozen base year and needs to be tracked separately. Again, if a TIF area crosses taxing district lines, you need to create multiple TIF base and increment tax districts to associate with the area. So for adding TIF taxing districts, keep in mind that you want to use uniform naming conventions with the name of the TIF area followed by TIF base or TIF increment. And as a side note too, be sure to use all caps when entering tax district names. It's just the way the system likes to have those presented. So all these naming conventions are found within the instruction document for the valuation system. So you can review those there, but essentially when you're adding a TIF base district, you're going to include the TIF area name and TIF base. If you're adding an increment district, the TIF area name and TIF increment at the end. So just a couple things to keep in mind. If you're creating a new TIF taxing district, when you're using our system, there's a TIF base and increment new taxing district wizard that's going to help you out with associating the proper levy authorities. This wizard will associate the levy authorities found with the selected parent taxing district that you're going to tell the system. When the TIF increment is created, the district will associate those base district levy authorities that are authorized to levy for debt service, because that's who can tax directly against the increment value. So let's walk through an example. You're going to go to, within the system, you're going to go to View Edit and View Edit Tax Districts. Create a new tax district. It's going to tell you a little bit here on the screen about the wizard, and you'll select Next. So what the system will do for you is populate the next available tax district number. So here we're going to use our naming convention and do ABC City, ABC School, New Development TIF Base, and this is within a city, so it's urban, right? Then you do Next. It is TIF related in this case, and it's a base district, and you do Next. You're going to want to know the frozen base year, the frozen base amount, and the parent of the base. So where is this happening? Like where is this value being pulled from as far as what's going on with this TIF? Once you have those selected, you'll do Next. And the screen provides a summary, so you want to take a good look at it and make sure everything looks as you expect, and then Finish if it does. So we've added the new base district, but you're not done because you do need to then add the increment district. But this screen does tell you that the system did add those levy authority relationships for you. You proceed. You're going to create a new new taxing district again, because we're going to create the increment district. You do Next. Again, we use the next sequential available number. It's going to populate for you. If you do these one right after another, it'll go ahead and populate the next available number, and it'll be sequential. You're going to type in your TIF taxing district name, the ABC City, ABC School, New Development TIF increment in this case, and again it is urban, and Next. TIF related again, but it's an increment this time, and you do Next. And then you go up and you select the base district that you just created, because we're pairing those together, base and increment together. This is a city urban renewal, right? It's within a city, and it's the city that's doing the TIF. And the receiving authority, you select the city from the drop-down menu, and you do Next. So this again is just providing you your summary screen that provides the number and the name, the property type, and the TIF information. So you want to double check that and make sure everything looks good, and you will finish. So, and it's just telling you there that it's been added and the levy authorities have been properly associated, and you proceed. So that's in a nutshell how you add a TIF base and increment district. There are additional steps that you will need to take, and we'll discuss those in further webinars. If you have any questions, please contact me at 515-281-5598 or carrie.johnson@iowa.gov. Thank you.